Where's the most boring place? In Bedfordshire, Hertfordshire, Buckinghamshire, Northamptonshire. Earlier this year, Hatfield was named as the 5th most boring place in the world. The report was compiled by the World Bucket List, a travel and culture website. Now, as you can imagine, when a survey like that comes out, some people were not very happy. Callum Oakaby Wright was one of those. So he lives in Hatfield. He just happens to be a freelance filmmaker. So he's made a documentary on the town, and it was shown last night for the very first time. Good morning, Callum.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
Very well. So the top 5, here we go. So number 1 was Lubbock in Texas. Number 2, St. Petersburg, Florida, USA. Number 3, Bratislava, Slovakia. Number 4, Pisa, Italy. Number 5, Hatfield, UK. When you first heard about this, just take us back to your instant reaction.
What? I just thought, well, how is this possible? There's 4 cities ahead of us. We're not even a city. We're just a town. Yeah. And it didn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It just seemed so confusing.
I mean, it was such a bizarre survey, which is probably why it got so much attention when it came out. So that was your reaction. You've then thought, no, hang on a minute, I'm going to prove people wrong here. You've made this documentary. What's the documentary called?
The documentary is called Hatfield, the 5th most boring city in the world. So we wanted to kind of own that title and rebut it in the same breath.
And it's nearly 30 minutes. For those that haven't seen it already, just give us a little snapshot of what's actually in this documentary.
Okay, yeah. So basically what we wanted to do was I've wanted to make a documentary for some time, and this gave me the perfect impetus to do it. My producer, Jack Lawrence, has also wanted to make a documentary about an amazing Hatfieldian called Judd Ottenay, and we basically composed the two together, and we've done this character piece on Judd, and we've done a day in the life, him following him around Hatfield as he discovers lots of interesting historical information, catches up with lots of interesting people, and have a roaring good time doing it.
Couple of things that I noticed when I watched it. Skate park, get it back open again, but also the view from the top of Hatfield House. Wow. I mean, that is something else up there, isn't it?
Amazing, yeah, exactly that. So, the skate park, definitely. Actually, a lot of councillors and the deputy mayor came to the screening last night, and a lot of them were very interested in that. And I was mildly concerned which way that was going to go for them, but they all seemed to think, that's something we need to discuss and we need to keep open. And going up St. Etheldreda's Church onto the tower and getting this amazing panorama of Hatfield was just an amazing moment as a filmmaker and as just a person that comes from Hatfield, because I've never had that opportunity before, and going up there was a truly amazing moment.
So it was shown last night for the first time. Where was it shown? And by the sounds of it, you've got a great reaction already to this.
Yeah, absolutely. So it was shown at the Hatfield Tap, which is effectively the newest pub. It was the Harrier, and it's had a refurb. So it's technically the newest pub in Hatfield, and we kind of bookend the film. We start in the oldest pub, we end in the newest pub, and we kind of did a bit of a metatextual Hatfield Tapception, because the end of the film is there, and we screened it there. So it was very interesting for everyone to be sat there watching the Hatfield Tap on screen. And the reaction was amazing. We got a standing ovation, which was an incredibly emotional moment, because that was just beyond anything I ever expected.
Oh, what an amazing feeling. So people can now watch it live. It's up online. Where can they find it?
Yes, they can find it on YouTube. We just wanted to make it as accessible as we possibly could. The second we started the premiere last night, I made it live, and Hatfield has done the heavy lifting for me so far. I have done very little advertising myself, of course, until now. And the people of Hatfield have just been sharing, and we're steaming towards 2,000 views already in the first 15 hours, which is amazing.
Look, it's great what you've done, but you are a freelance filmmaker, and this must have taken a lot of manpower. This must have cost you a lot of money. How much has this cost you to put the record straight when it comes to Hatfield?
Well, the main cost has been man hours. For myself as a filmmaker, and having to shoot this, edit this, get Judd and get Jack together. Sam Sargent, the composer, he's had to do a lot of work his end to get the music right. So everyone's done a lot of heavy lifting and months and months and months of work. We started shooting this in the summer. The film is basically set in the summer, and it's now obviously the winter, and the film's only just coming out. So it's been a half a year project, and I'm so glad that it's finally out to the world and people can finally get to see it.
And look, to the powers that be at the World Bucket List, a travel and culture website, who put this report out earlier this year, if they get to listen to this, they will do, Callum. What's your message to them?
Well, funnily enough, I've actually contacted the woman who wrote the article myself, and we've had a conversation, and I don't think she's watched it yet, but she's actually incredibly excited for the rebuttal, and and hopefully, hopefully maybe the website will actually will maybe post it on their blog as a bit of a rebuttal.
Yeah,
maybe.
come on, World Bucket List. If you're going to do something like this, this is the comeback from the people of Hatfield. They are disputing everything that you say. And just a final one, what do you think is the most exciting thing? If Hatfield's being named so boring, what do you think is the most exciting thing about Hatfield?
We have an intense amount of history here. It's insane. Even just what we touch on in the documentary, which is really only scratching the surface. On top of that, the amount of film production that happens here, especially at Hatfield House, is incredible, which as a filmmaker, obviously, I love. But I think the main and most important thing is the people. All the characters in this film are amazing. I think some people might think that this is a bit of a mockumentary just because the characters are so vivid. But these are all real people, and they're just incredible people. The community here is just amazing.
Huge respect to you, Callum, for doing this. It's a fantastic documentary. I wish you every success moving forward, and thank you for joining us live on today's show.
Thank you, Justin. This is a huge milestone for me to be able to get on the radio and on the BBC especially, so thank you so much for letting me do it.
You deserve it 100%. Now, go and have a lie down. It's been a very stressful year for you. You've had a few drinks last night. Go and relax, OK? Put your feet up. Thanks, Callum.
Thank you, Justin. Cheers.
That's Callum Oakaby Wright there joining us live on the show. So earlier this year, Hatfield named as the 5th most boring place in the world. A lot of people, like Callum, disputed that, so he's just made the documentary. Go and have a look online right now. Here's some Motown.